Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. East Brunswick held its Night of Remembrance on the 15th anniversary of 9/11. We'll have scenes from the municipal grounds coming up. Also today, Dietrich Murphy speaks with Daniel Like and Abik Pando about Knowt, an app they created to help students study. Registered dietitian Mary Rose Agel has some healthy tips for school lunches. Al Nygren is back with another Filmmaker interview, this week with the Balsamides from East Brunswick. They talk about their film, A Ticking Time Bomb. All this and more coming up, so stay with us. Hundreds of people gathered this past September 11th, the 15th anniversary of the tragic day in 2001, to honor and never forget the 8 members of the East Brunswick community who perished that day.
Today, as we remember and reflect, may the memory of those who gave their lives here continue to be an inspiration to you and an inspiration to all East Brunswick and the United States of America. Today is a national day of service and remembrance, but let it not be a celebration. It is a day to remember, to be somber. It's a day to reflect on those 8 East Brunswick residents and the other 2,969 who died for us here in the United States. Now more than ever, as citizens and patriots, we must remain vigilant in our efforts to confront and defeat the terrorist threat. That is why we should also take a moment to salute the endurance, the discipline, and the valor of our troops who have volunteered to take the fight to the enemy and keep the light of freedom burning bright. It is difficult to believe that these appalling attacks of 9/11 occurred 15 years ago, as the pain and the aftershock of the tragedy still deeply resonates with many of us. Let us keep the friends and family members of the victims in our thoughts and in our prayers as we continue toward building a more peaceful, understanding, and unified community, nation, and world. The wound still hurts, but as we continue moving forward, building on our hopes for a better East Brunswick, let's remain committed to the spirit of unity, which we experienced in the days after the tragedy and which we embrace today. God bless our community and God bless our nation.
I served for 9 months as the Port Authority Police Department's night commander of the Search, Rescue, and Recovery Team. We were tasked with the rescue or the respectful recovery of those taken from us on that day. And let me tell you something about America. I'm not so sure, and I've been around the world now with Heart 9/11, the respect and dignity that was given to those that were taken from us on that day was extraordinary. And I think it's a testament to us as Americans that we honor our dead the way we do. I worked with some of the finest police, fire, and building tradesmen professionals in the world as we climbed over millions of tons of twisted steel. We were taken below despair by how few rescues there would be. Our initial question of how could God allow this to happen, which shattered our hope, devolved into, is there a God? Which shook our faith. A sort of moral injury that left our moral compass without a magnetic north. We were lost. But it wasn't long before we took strength from each other on the pile. We identified mission, and the mission was clear to us, to bring comfort to those families that were waiting at home, entrusting to us that sacred mission of bringing them home. We clawed, we dug when we passed one white bucket after another, a seemingly useless gesture versus a mountain of steel, but it gave us strength. we were fighting back. We were doing what we had been trained to do, a sense of duty to not surrender. The missing posters we passed every day gave us strength. We had a mission to bring whatever comfort we could to those surviving family members. The nation noticed, and they rallied to our support with love, water, trucks, tools, cards, and prayers. I remember I received a pair of gloves that had come in from Iowa, and it was from a third grade class. And when I opened up the gloves, I saw a small note inside. And it just simply said, "Dear Mr. Recovery Worker, I hope these gloves help you find your friends." I stood alone in tears. We were all one then. The country bonded in those days around what makes us the same, not what differentiates us.
Su Ni Ang. Susan Blair. Paul W. Inella. Juar Gion. Alan David Kleinberg. Stuart Lewis. Suzanne Pizarro. Kenneth W. Van Auken. And my friend, Port Authority Police Highway Patrol Officer Bruce Albert Reynolds. May you all rest in peace. Amen.
Hello, I'm Dietrich Murphy in the studio with This Week in East Brunswick, and today we'll discuss the newly created Knowt app by Abhi Pandau and Daniel Like. So, what is the Knowt app?
So what Knowt does is it takes your notes and it quizzes you on them. So it generates multiple choice questions, true or false questions, fill in the blank questions, things like that.
And how'd you guys get the idea?
I came up with the idea about a year ago, and I started working on the app. And then Abhi joined me in June to help expand it and things like that.
It was a very fascinating thing. When I saw it at first, I was kind of blown away. So it was quite the invention. Yeah.
And how does the app turn your notes into questions and answers?
Well, what it does is basically it finds little clues in the words and sentences in your notes, and it makes lots of educated guesses about how it can make questions from that. And then if you have a lot of educated guesses, eventually it can get pretty close to being accurate. I mean, there are a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, but in the end, it's just the computer trying to figure out little clues about the words.
It's very complex. Dan mentioned it, like the algorithm is really complex, how it works, but it's taking your notes and just basically making those guesses and kind of giving you a question on those.
What are you guys' hope for this app?
Well, in the future, we will monetize it, but the base functionality, generating quizzes from your notes, is always going to be free.
Yeah.
Just extra features on the side might require money, like for example, maybe buying quizzes made by professionals.
Mm-hmm. So like, I mean, we don't know where exactly it's gonna go. Okay, we're not we're not that smart. But what I can tell you is we really want the app to be used by a lot of people because we think that it's something really nice. Like when I first saw it, I knew it was gonna be something that changed how we study, right? So what we want is for more people to use it. If that is through another company buying Knowt, or if that's through us growing, I mean, we're going to take whatever path necessary. Mm-hmm. We're really interested to see where it goes. It's kind of the fun part about doing something like this, that every day something changes and you don't know where you're going. And for people like us, it's a thrill, kind of. It's been a lot of fun. So.
And does this app target all age ranges, or is more going towards teenagers?
Well, it could be used by middle schoolers, possibly even elementary schoolers, high schoolers, college students. It really, the quality, I mean, the difficulty of the questions depends on the difficulty of your notes, not on the app itself. So everyone can use it to study, and I think it's a useful tool for people of many ages.
Yeah. So I mean, initially, right now, the quality of the level, the quality of the questions, it's kind of based off of how well your notes are. So right now, if your notes are average, that would target towards a middle school audience, right? Middle school, elementary school, because that's where the question level is. But I mean, the more advanced notes you put in, and the better the algorithm gets, we're gonna be targeting more college students too. And I mean, anybody who wants to learn, really, it's a quizzing app, right? So you can potentially put in an article into the app and quiz yourself on it, how much you're actually like retaining or learning. So that's kind of an interesting aspect of it.
Also, another interesting aspect of the app is that it gives you the best questions first, and it generates multiple quizzes that with the best first and so on. Mm-hmm. And so users can see the best questions from their notes first, and it really helps them learn better. I've noticed that I can put things in that really aren't in a coherent format at all. Like, I just once tried to put in an assignment from 7th grade, and it actually generated some interesting questions.
So how did you guys get involved with computer science?
Well, I first actually got involved towards the end of 6th grade when I think my mom was a programmer, and I thought it might be interesting to try it out. So I went online, and I got interested in it just because of the fact that I could create so much, just a few little things. And ever since then, I've been learning new programming languages and using it to make new things like Knowt.
I think when I really got involved with programming was when I was in like the 6th or 7th grade. I was working on a couple websites, and I got interested in Java also. And then obviously in East Brunswick High School, there's a competitive environment. So to be different, it's a good thing. So Mr. Cohen, who works as a computer science teacher, he's been a huge help for us and support.
I've noticed as of now, it's only for the Android system. Will you guys be expanding on it soon?
So when I actually saw the Knowt app at first, I was like, yo, this has to be on like all the platforms, right? I mean, obviously, we can't expand on everything because it takes time to make a good quality like an app. So right now, what we're working on currently is an iOS platform. So that's going to be rolling out sometime next month, or actually this month, and we're trying to nail a better UI and a better interface for everybody to like get the advantages of Knowt. Eventually, we will be going to a web platform. Actually, recently, yesterday, we added Drive support. So now you can type your notes on the computer, add it to Google Drive, and import directly onto the app. So it makes it potentially even more useful. So the web platform is going to be a more step up from that. So you can just directly take the quizzes on the web. And
Another feature I forgot to mention is that you can also print your quizzes. So if you want to give a quiz to someone else that you made, you can print it out.
Can you also pass quizzes on to people digitally?
Yeah, you can actually share quizzes. What it does is if you share a quiz, it generates a file and you can email that file to someone else who can then open it and the quiz will show up.
I mean, eventually we want to move to a point where people can challenge other friends on quizzes, so that it makes it more involved, like for people, and it makes quizzing more fun. So we hope to get there soon.
And where can people find information about this app?
Well, you could go to getknowt.com. We have a really good site there that shows all the features and all the major quiz formats. Like we have multiple choice, true and false, open-ended, matching, fill in the blank. And then there's also a video there that was made by Kevin Lin. He worked really hard on that. So it showcases our whole advantages of our app, and we really hope you check it out.
You can also go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/getknowt.
Thank you, Beek and Daniel, for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching This Week in East Brunswick. I'm Dietrich Murphy. Hope to see you next week, and check out the Knowt app and getknowt.com.
Knowt. Know your notes.
Hi, I'm Mary Rose Agel, registered dietitian at ShopRite of Spotswood, and I'm here to make healthy eating easier for you. I'm sad to say it, but summer is over, and that means back to school. And this time of year, customers always ask me how to build a perfect lunch for their kids. Today I'm going to show you all the parts of a nutritious lunch bag so that you can do it really easy, and I'm going to do it right now. So let's start off with protein. Put in 2 to 3 ounces of protein. I have cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, eggs, hummus, tofu, tuna, salmon, or chicken. Then add whole grains, whether that's whole grain bread, crackers, or even quinoa is great. Then pick a fruit and a vegetable, do about 2, and we have a great choice right here. Then lastly, add in your favorite beverage. I have flavored seltzer, water, 100% orange juice with no added sugar, and you could also put the fruit in your seltzer to really give it a nice flavor. This right here is a gorgeous completed meal. We have the fruit, the protein, we have low-fat cheese in there. It's great, easy to go. If you really want to get your kids involved in eating and you want them to have their healthy meal, let them help. With your guidance, let children shop for and prepare their lunch. Making meals with your children will build healthy habits for a lifetime. For more meal ideas or information about my free nutrition services, stop by ShopRite of Spotswood. Till next time.
Hello everyone, it's Al Nygren back again with another Filmmaker interview for our upcoming Fall 2016 New Jersey Film Festival. The festival will kick off on September 17th and will be running through October 28th on select Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. We have 35 films playing from around the world, and 22 of them are in competition for Best of prizes, Best Feature, Best Documentary. And today, we have 2 filmmakers here for the wonderful documentary film, A Ticking Time Bomb. We have Tamara and Thomas Balsamides. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us, how did you guys get involved in this film? And it's about Lyme disease, which a lot of people don't know about, and it's an epidemic that's taking place not only in New Jersey, but throughout the United States. How did you guys get involved in making this film?
Tamara, go ahead. Tamara had Lyme disease, so I think she should speak about it first.
Yeah, 15 plus years of being undiagnosed, knowing that I was very, very ill, bedridden for probably most of 10 years. Doctor after doctor after doctor, trying to figure out what was wrong with me.
Yeah, and what did you find? I mean, I guess the documentary addresses this as well.
Well, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue and then fibromyalgia and then lupus, and no matter what I was diagnosed with and following the protocols, I wasn't getting better. So I kept searching for answers, and I finally got a diagnosis, finally, of Lyme disease based upon old blood work.
Right, and if you watch the documentary, you'll see so many people have been to like 5 or 6 doctors without any
and
relief.
many more. That's not a lot, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a small number, you're right. And there's very little relief to that. And they're trying to figure out what's wrong with themselves. And like Tamara said, it's always misdiagnosed until you get the proper testing.
That's very true. I mean, a lot of people don't know what Lyme disease is. I mean, it's getting bit by ticks that have been infected with this
bacteria.
Bacteria that is transmitted from deer, from mice, from all sorts of
birds,
creatures. And if you get bit by it, you don't even know you have it unless maybe you get a bullseye in your back or something like that. But even that doesn't necessarily mean...
It's such a small percentage of people. So for whoever it is to be saying, look for a bullseye rash is really, it's pretty irresponsible, because something like 3/4 of people never even have it.
Don't get that,
yeah.
Right. And how big are the ticks? Can you see them?
The ticks look like freckles. That's how small they are.
They're like poppy seeds, somebody else.
Most of the time, most times you don't even know you have a tick on you, and you don't even know you're even bit. So it becomes difficult.
But that's the other thing. It's a personal issue for me. My wife suffered through Lyme disease as well, and I know it very well. Not as harrowing a situation, I think, as Tamara had to deal with, but at the same time, it is being squashed, it seems, by local communities, the state, the government. I mean, it's a silent epidemic. This is out there big time. And what did you guys find in your
Well, I always
research?
say it's like a doctor not looking for malaria in India. That's always my example, and it's unconscionable, and I don't truly understand it. The only thing I've come up with is the testing is woefully inadequate. Okay, so, but the parameters are that it's supposed to be a clinical diagnosis, right? So you have doctors and physicians looking to very bad testing, but they're not supposed to be looking to the testing. They're supposed to be looking at the patient and saying, you have this whole syndrome of symptoms in an epidemic. They should be in an epidemic area. It really should be.
It should be publicized too.
And identified much faster and easier. Yeah.
I mean, with the Zika virus making it big now in Florida, I'm sure Zika's already here in New Jersey. I mean, I wonder if that situation
is getting a lot of attention, right?
Well, and it's frustrating because you have millions of people worldwide with Lyme disease, not to take away from the few isolated Zika cases.
It's true.
But why are you not looking at the elephant in the room? I don't get it.
Until somebody famous or a politician has a problem, then it becomes publicly known.
But they just keep being diagnosed with it now. People are coming out with it.
Right. And some doctors are skeptical about the fact that it even exists, right?
Right.
I mean,
there's a lot of denial.
There's a denial, and the other aspect that I found interesting, just dealing with what my wife had to go through, is when you get the test back, your doctor says, "Oh, you don't have it anymore."
Right.
At least that's the way it seems. But then you go to another doctor and say, no, you still have this. So you don't even know if you still have it.
Right.
And they say you're cured because they give you what? A standard dose of antibiotics.
In some cases, they don't even do that.
Right.
I mean, you can get more antibiotics if you have acne than you can if you have Lyme disease.
It's crazy.
So it's crazy, right?
Yeah. So how long has this project been going on for you guys?
Took us a while.
About 4 years.
And when did you decide? I mean, she obviously suffered through so much of this stuff, and you figured, well, I might as well document it?
That's exactly what happened.
It was an act of kindness on his behalf, because the poor man, the last thing I'm sure he wanted, he's making wonderful feature films or full-length films, and it was really an act of kindness for me.
As she started to progressively get better, we said, maybe we should bring some kind of awareness to the situation. I see you're getting better, We went to the May Day in Washington, which talks about Lyme disease, and then she traveled around and filmed, quite a few conferences and met with people, and then, I picked up the ball from there. And it's just, as she got better, we got more and more into it.
Right.
It was infuriating for me. I was so full of anger that I had lost growing up with my children.
Yeah.
I had lost, there were fertility issues. We weren't able to have a third child. I had lost so much, and there was no social support during this whole time. And I was so angry that if I didn't do something constructive with that anger, which was to put it into awareness,
Yeah.
I think I'd be running around screaming right now.
Yeah. It's a way to gain catharsis as well.
And you know, a big problem with Lyme disease is people don't understand it, because if you break your arm, they go, oh, you know, you have a broken arm.
Right.
But with Lyme disease, it's kind of like you look good one day, you don't look good the next day. And people are like, how could you be sick? I mean, if you look at the housewives of Orange County, Yolanda Foster has it. Some days she looks great, some days she can't get out of bed. This is the nature of Lyme disease, and people, they just don't understand it.
It's true, because my wife had to deal with work issues and, you know, to try to prove that you have this illness. And then there was a thing in People magazine where Avril Lavigne had it, and she's out, you know, I almost died, and you just have to show that. It kind of brings it to their attention. And that's why I think your documentary is so important, to kind of raise awareness
I think so
and let
too.
people know that they need to put protection on if they go out into wooded areas.
Right,
And, you know,
absolutely.
it's out there, it's everywhere, especially in New Jersey.
And we have some people in the doc speaking to this. You know, you die from Lyme disease. If it kills you, it's serious, right? So it does. There is some gravity here, and there really should, you know, there should be community support and that kind of thing. You do die from it, so.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well, thanks. We've run out of time,
That's
but
fine.
you know, folks, you have to absolutely see this film. It's very informative. Both of these guys will be there to do a Q&A after the screening, so if you have your own questions, we'll be screening the film on Sunday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. There'll be a series of short films with a lot of Jersey filmmakers there as well. And A Ticking Time Bomb is the feature that closes out the evening. Again, Sunday, October 2nd, Voorhees 105, 7 p.m. start time. And you can get more information at our website, which is njfilmfest.com. Thanks so much for joining us.
Okay, Al, thanks for
Thank you.
having us.
Thank you.